Hello, hello. Today in this video, I am going to show you guys the new President Washington AM/FM single sideband 10 through 12 meter ham radio. I'm going to make this video as short as possible. This radio is so loaded with features, this video could last an hour. So I'm just going to go over some of the real basic features. Over here we have a volume squelch and our mic connector here. That's a 6-pin mic connector. We have a USB port here. This will output 5 volts. This does not transfer any data. So this is for charging a device like your cell phone or whatever. And I like these charging ports on these Presidents. They're a very hot charger, so they will get a phone charged real quick. And in some cases, faster than your vehicle. All right, so we have a few multi-function buttons down here. I'm just going to go over the basic functions here. We have mode control. Pushing this button here will toggle us between AM, FM, upper, lower sideband. This is our memory access button. We have our scan button to scan through the 40 channels in whatever bank that you're in. We have several banks, was A through J if I remember right, in 40 channel banks. We have A&L noise blanker. This will toggle the A&L and noise blanker on AM. On sideband, it will just toggle between noise blanker on and off. We have our emergency channel button here. We can toggle between 2 emergency channels, and those channels can be preset inside. From the factory, they come with channels 9 and 19. I have mine set for 2 different ones, 2 of my favorite channels, and so if I want to quickly access those without doing that, I can just hit the emergency button here. We have our band button that will allow us to toggle between all the various bands. Up here, again, more dual function buttons. We have echo and talkback. This is our lock button, and then our function button to activate some of the other functions here. We have our receive transmit control for our clarifier. NRC, noise reduction circuitry. We can turn the NRC off. We can make the NRC work in receive mode only. We can make the NRC work in transmit mode, and when you use it in transmit mode, think of it as a noise canceling microphone. And then we can use NRC in both transmit and receive. So I like that feature. We have Vox on off here and a little noise gate to eliminate background noise that is coming through your microphone. And I like the NRC function a little bit better, and it just kind of depends on what microphone that you use with this. And by the way, I use the President Digimic. Let's see if I can throw that in the shot here. This is what I like to use with its up-down function buttons on it. But yeah, you know, here's just a quick hint. No matter what President radio you have, any of these modern Presidents with the 6-pin mic connector, I need to tell you that get the Digimic. The Digimic makes a big difference. It's not an amplified microphone, so it's not like a power mic or anything like that. However, it has better audio quality. It has a more dynamic range. It makes your voice sound better. Now, the stock mics that come with these are not bad at all, but the Digimic is well worth whatever. I think they're under $50. I mean, the price varies, but you know, under $50, you're getting a nice microphone, and it has a built-in NRC circuitry, so you could use it as a trucker's mic if you'd like. It's all built in. Okay, over here we have our Rotary channel selector, and then down here we have the clarifier. Now, depending on what mode you're in, what band you're in, this clarifier will go up 1 kc and down 1 kc, and this is channelized. So also how that works will be dependent on what mode you're in and what band you're in. If you want to get out of that and you want to just use it, this is like, say, like a VFO, just real quick, and I'm not going to bite into too many of these. You can go in span setting. It's off currently because we're channelized. Turn it on, confirm, and just give the mic a quick tap. And now, as you can see on the frequency counter, I hope you can see that. I'm having a hard time with this light washing out here on the camera. Now you're more into like a VFO mode. And you can go in like 1 kc steps and then fine tune it if you need to with the clarifier. So that's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna go back to the more the channelized type setup. So we're gonna do span setting off, confirm that. And I'll do a update video going through all of the menus. But like I say, I just want to do it this way first because I want to make this kind of a short video. We have SWR protection, power protection, echo control, colors, and dimmer functions and all of that kind of stuff. You can run it without it, or you can run it up as high as 9. So that's pretty cool. All right. Anyway, lots of functions, lots of stuff going on in this little radio for sure. It's a pretty beefy radio. It has a pretty beefy heatsink on the back and all of that, and we'll get into that in a second. But you know what? Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's take some power measurements. All right. So power measurements are next. You know, before we do a power measurement, let's kind of do a real live on the air test, audio test. So again, the radio is still on the dummy load, and my monitor here has a dummy load in the back of it as well. And we're on 805 still, so let's try AM. Hello radio, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is AM on the President of Washington. Okay, and that little bit of delay is just everything that's going on here. And we'll go to FM. This is where this radio really shines, I think. Hello radio, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. President Washington in FM mode. Really nice. And we'll try some sideband here real quick. May have to turn the NRC on. Let's get on frequency. Hello radio, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so did you hear that? Let's play around with that NRC for a second. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's turn that on. I don't remember what I had that set on. Let's go with an NRC transmit. Okay, receive. Transmit. There we go. And we are at 3. Okay, we'll confirm that. Give it a quick mic click. We'll go into NRC, receive, and transmit. Okay, hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is NRC on single sideband. And as you could hear, that took away that little bit of feedback. So I like that. And then we'll turn that off. Hello, radio. Hello, radio. And it wants to do that. And then there's for receive, there's transmit and receive. And we have no more feedback. No more feedback using NRC. Okay, so I'm set up on the dummy load here, so we're not going to interfere with anybody. We have a 1500 watt dummy load underneath the bench. I'm using the bird meter for this one. I am in true RMS mode. At the moment, I'm using a 100 watt slug, so we are going to be reading the bottom scale. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100 watts, and right here is about 10. Okay? These are in 2 watt increments here. All right, I have activated the menu tone or the menu beeps on there. I know they're annoying, but I just want you to hear that so you can tell that I'm actually toggling between various modes, okay? All right, so I am currently in AM. I have the power level at maximum. I'm just gonna leave the power level at maximum for most of these tests. This radio will go down to a 1 watt output. If you wanna work QRP with this, you can do it. So I'm gonna give it a dead key here, and we're at about 28 watts. And by the way, I'm running at 14.4 on the voltage here. And I am into a 1-to-1-to-1 SWR, so I am getting a dead key of about just under 28 watts on AM. I can throw a little modulation into it, but we're not going to really, at a high dead key like that, we're not going to really see a lot of swing. She's just kind of staying right there. What I will do is I'll throw it in PEP mode, and we'll just do a little check on a peak envelope power and just average talk power through the digital, the DigiMic. We're doing about 60 watts. That's pretty healthy. All right, we'll go into FM. Now FM, right, we're not going to see any modulation, so we're just going to do a dead key. Now this is rated at 50 watts dead key on FM. I'm getting about 52. 52. Okay. By the way, this is box stock. All right. So your mileage may vary. I think it just kind of depends on how they come out of the factory. But anyway, 52 on this one. And we'll go to upper sideband. And lower sideband is the same, but because we're on 10 meters, we'll just stick with the upper sideband. Okay, hello radio, 1, 2, hello radio. So average talk power is around 30 watts there with a 40 watt peak. That's pretty good. We'll go into PEP mode. Now understand, this radio is rated at 80 watts PEP in single sideband, so we will go hello, hello. And yeah, that's pretty much right on. Hello radio. You get the right tone, and it'll almost hit 90. But yeah, there you go. Hello radio, hello radio, hello radio. So it is right on. Yeah, definitely. I like seeing radios like that actually do what they say they're going to do. Just for giggles, we'll do the lower sideband thing. And again, hello radio, hello radio, hello radio. And I'm not getting into it. I'm not yelling or anything like that. And again, we are using the DigiMic. So there you go. Pretty fun stuff. Let's take a look at the insides. Okay, so we have the bonnet off, and I'm just going to start with the heatsink area back here. There's quite a bit of heatsink here. This is the bottom part of that, and we'll show the back of it here in a second. But anyway, not really sure what this board's about. I have the schematic to this and everything, but I haven't really checked it out. This is the temperature sensing board here. This is what controls the temperature meter on the front of the radio. It actually will give you real-time temperature reading of this radio, which I think is really cool. Right here we have our two little micro plugs here to plug our fans in, and I currently do not have a set of fans for this. Note, last night I had this thing up to 176 degrees, and I held it there for quite a long time. I try to really test these out and put them through their paces, and honestly, I mean, I kind of try to smoke them. And yeah, no cigar, no pun intended on this one. Anyway, we have a IRF 520 driving 3. So this is where our power's coming from. We're heavily heat sinked, and of course, this is like a one-piece chassis. So like the whole chassis is a heat sink. We have our AM regulator over here, and it's heat sinked quite well. I really like that. This is our power input here, and then of course various circuitry. There are no adjustments, so you can't golden screwdriver this rig, so that is very nice. And honestly, it's not needed. In fact, it's not even, you don't even need to use a power mic on this. This is why I suggest the DigiMic. I have a bunch of power mics over here, and my old Blue Turner Plus 2 is lonely when I turn this radio on, because that microphone does not get use. The radio actually sounds better with the DigiMic. Now it sounds great with the stock mic, like I've said before, but the DigiMic's the way to go. All right. Anyway, so these are the insides. This is a proprietary board. The chassis assembly and the heatsink is slightly generic, but again, the board is proprietary. So that's a real President board in there. for sure. Yeah, everything is shielded as it should be, and we're good to go. Very, very nice. I like the quality construction of this. All right, let's take a look at the back of the rig. Okay, on the back of the rig, you can see that we have the heatsink here. Now these are pre-drilled and threaded for a set of 40 by 40 fans on here. They're like, what, 40 millimeters by 40 by 20. And you mount the fans on here, and you plug it into those little mini jacks on the on that temperature sensing board in there, and that will control your fans. I currently do not have any, and as far as I know at the moment, in the US anyway, the fans are a little hard to come by, but they're going to be coming out soon, very soon. All right, we have a small, I think this is a 1.5 millimeter jack here. This is for a external microphone for the Vox mode. Think of it as the old school, remember the old school cellular remote kits that you used to put in your car, and you had the little microphone that you could put on your visor and talk into? Well, that's basically the same thing here. I have one of those. I should do a demonstration of that. 3.5 millimeter mono jack for our PA, and 3.5 millimeter jack for the external speaker, and then we have a nice SO239, nice connector screwed in there, and yeah, that's good quality stuff. But I like this heatsink for sure. Overall, as far as heat dissipation goes, the radio is basically in just average everyday usage, you know, not really long key downs and stuff, stays pretty constant around the whole radio. So that's pretty interesting. And then last but not least, we have a decent sized speaker in there, and for an OEM speaker, that sounds really good. I use external speakers mostly, but the OEM speaker sounds really nice. And then here's a little shot of the back side of the board here. And then they opted to not do the chrome bezel, so this is kind of a brushed look, and I like that. I like that. And I have not taken off my protective plastic yet. It is in there though. You can chip away at it and peel it off, looks like. But yeah, there you go. That's the President Washington. 10 through 12 meters. All right, pretty cool rig. Stay tuned for more on this radio, especially in that menu section. We'll go through those menu settings with the automatic SWR mode and all of that stuff. That's a very handy mode to have. And yeah, we'll do that. I'll leave links for that stuff down below. But anyway, there you go. Please leave questions or comments down below. And thanks for watching. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. Okay, cheers.